Hey guys, so happy VEDA. One of my friends and I, so Katrina, shout out to Katrina, her and I were talking today about meal planning and organization, and I shared with her a couple of things I do and she thought it was a really good idea, and then we talked about, oh, maybe I should make a video about it. So that's what I'm doing. I hope it helps you guys. So something that helps me when I'm meal planning is visuals. I've always been a visual person, so sometimes I'll Google images or just look at magazines, and sometimes just a picture in a magazine will trigger an idea for a meal in my head. So in the past, like I saw a turkey burger that had caramelized onions and mushrooms on top, but I didn't want to make it like a burger, you know, with the buns. So I adapted the recipe, and I've made a video on it, which I'll link below, of ground turkey with caramelized onions and mushrooms on it and served over brown rice. So started out a turkey burger, ended up something completely different. But that gives you an idea of how my mind works. So with her kids, she said her kids are picky and they never like what she makes. So I suggested sitting down at the table with the kids with a bunch of magazines and having the kids look through, see what pictures they're drawn to, and then have it be a conversation starter of different types of meals they could make. The other thing I talked to her about was how I make my grocery list, because I got really tired of just making a list and I would overlook something, or I would say to myself, oh yeah, I got to remember to do that. And then I would end up going back and forth all over the place in the store, and it drove me crazy. So, and I've talked to you guys about this before, so if you've already heard this, please ignore. But this is how I make my grocery lists. So I do produce, meat and cheese, dairy, pantry, and then non-food, and then a column for frozen if I need anything in the frozen section. So tonight I'm making taco salads for Dan and and I didn't need like too many things, just a couple things. So again, pantry, I put avocado, iceberg lettuce, and green onion. Meat and cheese, I put ground beef, nothing in the dairy. Pantry, sliced olives. I put chips for the top to kind of crumble, but you know, I didn't really want to buy a whole bag of chips because I knew we would eat them and we're trying to do low carb, so I actually didn't buy the chips. And then a can of black beans, and then non-food, I needed some foil and sandwich bags. So here was the other key, because sometimes when I'm thinking about a meal, I want to make sure I don't forget, especially taco salad, there's a million different ingredients. So I knew at home I had salsa, sour cream, and cheese, shredded cheese. So I went ahead and wrote those on my list and put a check mark next to them, meaning I don't need them, but remembering to include them when I make the meal. I don't know, I'm a little crazy, but so that works for me there. And I thought we talked about one more organization thing, but now I don't remember. So I think the main thing, the main reason for this video is just to give you guys some ideas of ways to plan your meals, and to maybe stay a little bit more organized, not get bored with the same old things, which happens to me all the time. Pinterest is another one. I will, when I'm kind of trying to find ideas, I'll just kind of scroll through, and even if I see a picture of, say, a hard-boiled egg, it will trigger me to think, oh yeah, deviled eggs, that sounds good. And so just, again, sometimes that visualization helps me to get my mind working. So I hope this helps, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.